Today I have a JVC auto reverse cassette deck. This one's a model tdr272. Brought in for service. The client says it doesn't play. So we're going to pull this one apart, see what's going on, and see if we can get it going. Coming right up here on Tech Talk. I've got a JVC tdr272 auto reverse cassette deck. Yeah, I know, it's dusty, isn't it? This was brought to me to see if we can get it going. So let's get started. We'll see if it does anything. Okay, it rewinds, that's a good sign. Fast forward, that's also a good sign. The tape counter is moving. Does this thing play? Well, let's rewind this tape from the beginning. I was told it doesn't play, so... And the tape is not moving. Okay. I get a feeling that the motor might be not working on this one. The capsule motor may be burned out on this one. Oh no, it's moving. The tape's not moving. The motor's turning. Oh, now it's starting to work. What the heck? It wasn't moving before, that tape. Was that belt slipping on this? There's lots of torque on that belt. It's interesting. It's almost like that motor may have a flat spot. Let's just see if there's any place where it sticks. Maybe the motor is the cause. It's not the motor, so it might be the cam mechanism. This is the motor that loads and unloads the mechanism. This is the real motor, and there's no belts. We'll take apart the mechanism and just take a look at it, because there may be a switch that activates when the head is fully extended, and it may not have been signaling the microcontroller. I was expecting it to be a bad belt or even maybe a bad motor, but the motor has lots of torque, doesn't seem to have any flat spots. Normally if you slow the motor down or hold it and let it rotate, just turn it slowly, if you have a dead spot, you'll find that dead spot. There'll be a point as the motor is rotating that there is no torque, and that doesn't appear to be the case. This thing here appears to have full torque. Those screws weren't very tight. Okay, lift the mechanism out. That way we can examine the mechanism, clean it up, and see if there was maybe something that was sticking. I'm thinking maybe the mechanism was sticking and it wasn't able to raise the head up all the way. But see, another problem with these decks is that they use these detector switches on the top here. And what the detector switches are for is they're to detect, first of all, what type of tape you've got. One switch on each side will detect whether the record lockout is set or not. The next switch over will detect whether it's a chrome tape, and then one of the switches in the middle here will detect whether it's a metal tape and if there's a tape installed at all. But if one of these switches goes bad, it typically will not go into play or fast forward or rewind or anything. It will just sit there because it'll think there's no tape in it. See, the belt on here is fine. There's no issues with the belt, but what there is on this is there's a mode switch. Just like in a VCR, there's a mode switch right down there. And that mode switch, what that does is, as the mechanism is operating, it signals the microcontroller as to whether the head is down or whether the head is up or whether it's in pause. And it may have been stopping the motor prematurely before it was fully engaged and the pinch rollers were engaged. That's kind of what I think may be the problem on this. But of course, to get at that, I got to take the motor out and take out the belt. It's going to come off when I do that, so we'll just remove these screws here. And when I remove this, the belt should go over one more screw. The belt will come off, of course, but that's easy enough to put back on. I think I got them all. Catch over here. Catch over here. And this lifts off. And out of the way. Okay, so we'll just move that out of the way. Lift the belt out of the way here. If I take the two flywheels out, there's one flywheel there. And the other flywheel is over here. And this is the mode switch that I'm after, right down there. We'll remove a couple more screws. I think I probably have to take this board out too to get at it. Oh, ugly. See, this little switch is keyed. So if I unsolder the pins here, I should be able to remove the switch without actually having to take this board apart anymore. Okay, now I should be able to pop the switch out and just lift it out of here. Don't worry, there's a little pin that's keyed, so it'll only go in one way. Okay, now I can open the switch. Oh yeah. So I'll add a couple more drops just as a lubricant and to keep the contacts clean. And we'll also clean, of course, the switch here. The contacts on the rotary portion of the switch. Give that a wipe down. Maybe increase the tension a little bit. And we'll put the switch back together. And rotate it several times to polish up the contacts. And there's some pins I have to line up here. And there's the other. Okay, now we're in place. And now if I snap the board back down, the contacts pop through the board in the right place. There, I think I got it. There we go. Motor's in place. Put the screws in to hold the rest of the sub chassis together. Little board on top here. Plug that in first. Okay, so let's get the deck back together. We'll put the belt on the take-up spool. That's for the capstan, or for the counter. Now we can take the deck and drop the deck back into place. Make sure that I've got my head wires and stuff accessible. And without missing a beat, I'll put the pulley on, or the belt on the pulley for the tape counter so I don't lose it. And we'll just attach a couple screws just to hold the mechanism in place. There we go. Now the mechanism won't move. I can put the rest of the screws in. This wonderful plastic mechanism. I gotta plug the head back in. Ribbon cable just plugs into this connector here. And the main power connector for the deck. Now, with any luck, if I apply power to this thing, it should work. We'll clean the head on this unit and the rest of the transport. Not the easiest machine to get in to clean, but it is pretty dungy. So we'll just turn the tape over and play the reverse side of it here. And go to reverse. There it is, playing in the reverse direction. We'll just get the speed calibration tape out and we'll check the speed on the unit. It's adjusted. I believe the adjustment's right there on the top here. We'll check the speed on this unit and then we'll do a test recording and then we'll close this one up. Okay, here's our speed. We're at 437. Close enough. Okay, so when is royalty-free music not royalty-free? Well, when it comes from companies like Triple Scoop Music. I've got some tracks from Triple Scoop Music that came as part of Corel Video Studio. I think it was Studio 18 or something. Anyway, it says you are licensed to use this royalty-free content in your videos, and you may post them to social media sites such as YouTube and Facebook and stuff. But there's a disclaimer. You see, if you monetize your video, then it's considered commercial. And the license that comes with Triple Scoop Music only covers non-commercial use. So you can use the videos in your slideshow that you're showing at your, at your wedding or whatever, or at a funeral or any place else, or you can put it in a slideshow or video of your kids running around and put it up on social media sites, no problem. But as soon as your YouTube site is considered commercial, as mine is because it's monetized, well, then they step in and say, you're using this for commercial use and we're going to make a claim on it and we're going to take the money. So, if you're using royalty-free music, check your license. If it came with an editing program and it says this is royalty-free music and you can post it on social media and everything, yes you can. But there's a fine line there that if they think that your video is commercial, they will step in and say, hey, if you want to use this royalty-free music in your commercial video, you have to buy it from us and you have to pay us a fee of typically $49 to $100 for the track, which is exactly what Music Bakery charges. Most of the tracks that I've got, I paid around $50 for. When we bought the library from Music Bakery back in the 90s, it was my production company that bought it. I forget exactly how much it was, but it was around $2,000, I think, is what we paid, the company paid. And we got a library of, I think there's like, I don't know, maybe 10 CDs. I have to go look, 10 or 12 CDs. Anyway, there was a bunch of CDs that we got. And that's the licensed music that I normally have used. And it's been pretty good, except for the BS third-party claims from fraudulent users. And they all get reversed as soon as I appeal it. Anyway, that's my rant on that. Let's set this thing up. I'll put this on Dolby B. We'll zero the counter out. I'm going to put this thing into record, pause, and we'll do a recording. So we set the levels up here. Okay, I got it when I can cue up here. We'll release the pause and start it playing. Take a listen to how this sounds. Okay, here's a new recording starting here. That sounds like it's working okay. Direction. Probably no Dolby on that one on the other record on the other side. Okay, I'm going to say that this unit is fixed. I'm going to send this one on its way. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and we'll catch you in the next one real soon. Bye for now.